everybody? Spider here, the Fight Card Podcast, being joined by professional boxer Peter Caballero. Is that what it is now, bro?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, right now, yeah. I'm kind of doing both.
No, no, for sure, man. I mean, this is I've interviewed you a few times already, man, and of course, I mean, being here in Texas, you're in Corpus Christi. A lot has happened, bro. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, I mean, we were talking a little bit, and you had a main event win for Fury FC. I think it was 61. And right after that, I mean, in same month, you took a boxing bout. You won that.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to know is where did this boxing come from? Because obviously you train in mixed martial arts, so I know you train your hands, you train, other. But was boxing something you've been wanting to do for a while?
I mean, I grew up watching boxing, like Manny Pacquiao, Winky Wright, all those, Oscar De La Hoya, all those good. I always grew up watching boxing more than I did MMA.
Uh,
So I always kind of wanted to do it, but my mom never let me do it. She never wanted me to.
so your
But
mom still doesn't know, right? No, just
she knows now.
no, no, yes, sir.
But yeah, I'm a well-rounded fighter. I mean, a lot of my fights show the grappling aspect, but I train as much my hands as I do my grappling, and my hands are just as good as my grappling. It's just that I don't get to display them too much. And after that last Fury win, got an opportunity. My coach Patrick called me. He said, "Hey man, what are you doing?" I said, "Not just hanging out." He's all, "What's your weight? You want to take a boxing fight?" And I said, "Yeah, when?" He goes, "Next Friday." I said, "Yeah, tell him I'll be there."
Oh, damn, dude. And because it was so short notice, I mean,
Yeah.
were you still nervous going in there, or were you just kind of like too little, too late, man?
Oh man, it's all the same rodeo, just different event. That's it. But I mean, I've already had 15 pro fights. I had 9 amateur fights. I mean, a fight's a fight. It's just I don't get to kick or wrestle in this particular set of rules. I get to just work on my hands, and I'm forced to just stand. So I was more than willing and very grateful to accept this challenge and to push myself and challenge myself.
No, I mean, because you were thrown in there. I don't want to say too loose, but being the MMA guy, everybody was like, "Oh, he's gonna get outboxed," and you proved everybody
I was thrown in there to lose. I was
wrong.
I took the fight on 7-day notice. I was fighting the hometown boy. Probably the whole crowd was his people,
Oh
and he's
yeah,
a good boxer. Not that I looked past him, but he definitely was a lot better than I thought he was.
right.
Very tough dude, man. Very tough dude. Good boxer. He gave me a good fight. I'm very grateful for that fight with him. But yeah, I was thrown in there to lose. I wasn't supposed to win that fight. Everybody was already like, "Oh,
They
you're an."
forgot. They forgot to tell you that. They were like, "Let's just get in there and win, man."
Yeah,
But But yeah, bro. I mean, I'm excited for you, man, because for a few things, I've talked to other fighters, and some of the fighters going into boxing, going into bare knuckle boxing or kickboxing, and just like you, they've been in the game almost 10 years or 10 plus years. And they're kind of glad because they're like, man, I kind of plateaued. I was kind of getting bored. Now it's a new sport. It's like they're like born again. It's like everything's new. And is that kind of what's happening to you right now? Because you're actually picking up another boxing bout.
yeah. I fight next Friday actually.
There you go, man.
But
So
no, I mean, I haven't plateaued or not bored. Like MMA is my first love. My dreams and ambitions are still to be a UFC fighter and retire in the UFC and to support my family like that. So with that being said, I mean, this is boxing right now is just adding more experience, more ring time. I'm just getting more fights under my belt. That's all it is, and it's just contributing and going along to my MMA experience.
right. No, no, definitely, man. And that's another thing too, because you get to work more on your hands. Now when you go back into MMA, people are gonna see a different, Peter Caballero. I mean, you're always tough going in, but everybody always expects your jiu-jitsu game, and now you got hands, bro. I mean, you've had them, but now it's like I'm pretty sure you're gonna be showcasing them a little bit more.
Yeah, a lot more. I mean, because I've been focusing so much on my MMA game, which is every day is a jiu-jitsu or wrestling, or now I just focus on boxing right now. So I get to put all my efforts into one particular asset and just continue to grow it and grow it. And I think I'm making pretty good, leaps and bounds when it comes to this particular part of my game.
No, for sure, man. And I gotta ask you because the first boxing bout you had, you weren't the hometown guy. I mean, you were in a different city. You were still in Texas, but now you're going to Oklahoma, so you're in a whole different state, man. So, I mean, are you nervous about that, or
Uh,
is it a
uh,
day, man?
whether I'm fighting, I'm always the out of towner. I'm hardly ever fighting in town. I'm always
Right.
fighting Houston, San Antonio, Austin, and I'm usually fighting their guys. So when I took this boxing fight at Harlingen, it's no big deal. I already fought in different places before, and I'm always the out of towner, so to speak. So now that I'm in Kansas, it's all good. Same rodeo, different state.
Just pick up new fans, right?
Yeah, I'd hope so.
Yeah. And I mean, when it comes to training, I mean, have you just been training in boxing since your last bout, or were you still doing like jiu-jitsu, MMA?
Like after my last boxing fight, after I fought, I think it was Friday or Saturday. Back to Monday, I was back in jiu-jitsu.
Okay. And
So
so let me ask you, because it is boxing. I mean, obviously you're not doing jiu-jitsu as much or wrestling as much, but is it hard for you when you're in boxing and you're in the clinch and you're like, man, I could throw an elbow, I could throw a knee, but you can't?
nah, I mean everybody is always asking me that, like, hey, do you want to kick them or do you ever want to go for a takedown? Nah, not really. I mean, I would say I'm a pretty disciplined pro
Yeah.
athlete. So, the rule set is pretty easy to understand. Obviously, I have tendencies and combos I like to use and that I train a lot in MMA that I use a lot. But when it comes to boxing, no, it wasn't hard at all to distinguish anything. If anything, it was I'm challenging myself, almost like giving myself a handicap.
Right. No, yeah, definitely.
Because I'm a pretty good kickboxer and I have really good kicks. Like I said, I don't get to showcase them a lot, but I'm pretty good at at kickboxing. I have good jiu-jitsu, good wrestling. But now I'm just forced to fight somebody in a style that they were essentially brought up in since they were
Yeah.
little kids. So
No,
I'm getting
exactly,
handicap.
bro. You see, and that's one of the things I was going to ask you too, because you're fighting guys that were probably been boxing since they were, 7, 8 years old, So, I mean, obviously you would think they had the upper hand, but I mean, what was it that got you that win that night? I mean, was it just the fact that you didn't want to lose, or did you go in there knowing, okay, well, you know what, at least I can hold my own and give them a fight?
Um, there was a lot of different aspects that came to getting the win. It obviously came with game planning with my coach Patrick Ivada. Had like a game plan, like, hey, you're not the hometown guy, and this is boxing, and you're fighting in the valley, so you have to fight as if you're already behind, and you got to fight every second of every round, full throttle, gas on, foot on the gas all the way. There ain't no letting up in this rodeo. So I already knew that I was going into that fight down, even with the fight barely starting. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fight my very best, give it my very best. And at the end, whether I win or lose, I know that I gave it my best, and I know it's going to be enough. And then working the pads with my other coach, striking coach Rudy, like he was telling me, giving me little insights on how things are done in boxing and
Right.
my weight and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. I'm a competitor. I'm not gonna take something and go in there like, oh, I'm just here to get paid. Nah. To me, it's all about winning. The getting the check is just a bonus. I love.
Right.
I'm here to fight, and I'm gonna do my best to win, whether it's a boxing fight, or a wrestling competition, a jiu-jitsu match, or if they give me a pillow and like, hey, knock that dude's head off with it. I'm still
There
gonna
you,
do my very best.
you see, and they have that pillow fighting championship, man. So maybe we'll see you in that later this year, or maybe when you're close to retiring, we'll get you a little lighter fights, man. But
Yeah.
but I mean, a few things about you, man. We've talked about it before, where you train all over Corpus. I mean, you're in different gyms, you're in different platforms when it comes to wrestling, to your strength training. So you have a lot of local support, man. So I mean, is it still the same show? Like, I mean, you show up and you're able to train with a lot of different people.
Yes, I'm very fortunate in that matter. Corpus is a small city compared to like San Antonio or Austin or Houston for that matter. But as of late, and it's been like this for a couple years already. Like everybody is supporting everybody. Like, you know, I had Weapons at Hand, Gracie Baja, Texas Style Wrestling, my strength and conditioning with Michael Barrera. I go to the arena, the Texas arena to go get my strength and conditioning in. I even get to roll with some of Presa guys. I'm over there with my coach Roger Narvaez, you know, at his jiu-jitsu program. Everybody just wants everybody to succeed, and at the end of the day, that we're all Corpus. So right now, you know, that I've been having the success that I've been having, it seems that the doors are opening up more for me, and more for a lot more training with other people or other gyms. And my coach, Patrick Caballero, is always challenging me in one aspect or another when it comes to training with people that I don't know who they are. I don't know their tendencies, or I'm not familiar with them. You know, he's always getting me out of my comfort zone. And I believe that's why I'm making the leaps and bounds that I am right now.
No, for sure, man. Because even when it comes to fighting, I mean, you can look up your opponent and you can see fights. And so for the most part, a lot of people keep the same game plan. A lot of people don't evolve, but a lot of people do. So when you go in the cage with somebody, you might not know, you're not going to know what they're going to bring, right? So, I mean, that's actually pretty cool that you get to do that in your hometown. Now, let me ask you, bro, this next bout that's coming up, of course, it's going to be in Oklahoma, right?
Kansas, but yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Okay, and when it comes to, do you know if there's going to be a pay-per-view link or is it going to be streamed?
I believe it's going to be streamed.
Oh, man. And who's going with you this time around now? Who's going to be working your corner?
Right now, they're only allowing one corner, so it's going to be my coach, Patrick.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. And is that the state commission out there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, like
wow.
Right now, I don't know if it's with COVID or if that's the way they do things in Kansas, but right now they're only flying me and one other guy out.
Okay. Man, well, that's unfortunate, man. But I'm sure everybody's going to be rooting for you, man. And let me ask you, bro, this is going to be for boxing, of course. What's next when it comes to Peter Caballero, man? Are you going back into MMA anytime soon? Do you have anything scheduled for MMA?
Oh, yeah. I have something scheduled with Fury. I can't release too much information, but just know that I already have a fight lined up with Fury, and that ain't going to be too far down the road either.
Oh, okay, well, sweet, man. And that's, I mean, are you going to be back and forth with boxing? I mean, if something else comes up later on, are you going to jump in there and take it also? I mean, depending on what's going on?
Right now, as the way that it looks, yes, because, you know, making it to the UFC is my goal. That's my dream. You know, I'm UFC, you know, fighter supporting my family like that. With that being said, boxing, you know, I love boxing. To be able to say like, hey, I'm a professional title holder in boxing as well. That on the cake. But like right now, I'm a full-time fighter, so the boxing opportunities are coming a little bit more since I had that win. It seems like I had 2 or 3 already. Kind of like where they offered me to fight in boxing, which is pretty cool. And
nice, man.
But this is just more experience and another paycheck when it comes to being able to support this full-time fighter lifestyle. I mean, I don't really do much. I'm just at home or training, but, you know, still get paid.
No, so, I mean, right. And of course, earlier you were telling me that you are now training full-time, man. You're actually teaching an MMA class for the Gracie Baja.
Yeah.
So that's a program that you actually started, right?
Yeah, we haven't done any MMA as of late. It's just nothing but no-gi jiu-jitsu and a few self-defense strikes to get into the clinch. But yeah, I'm very excited and happy that I'm teaching alongside my sensei Leo and Professor Arnold, and you know, adding to everybody else's game the little bit that I do know. You know, just trying to help everybody improve. And at the end of the day, you know, we're all a team. Whether it's Weapons and Gracie Baja, Texas Style, Roger Narvaez, BJJ, we're all in this together, and we're all here to help each other grow.
No, for sure, man. And I mean, the fact that you've been training, you've been competing for 10 years. I mean, you know, people they go to you know, law school, or they go, you know, be a doctor in 10 years, man. And so, of course, I mean, you said you're teaching what little you know, but you know a lot, bro. You've been training with so many people. I know you pick up skills here and there. So, I mean, people are gonna be able to pretty much absorb everything you give them, man. So they already got to step up because you're so talented when it comes to throwing different skills, different techniques and whatnot. So, I mean, hopefully, as soon as the MMA class program does start, man. I mean, are you thinking maybe even later on? I mean, like not so much opening your own gym, but I mean, having your own little fight team and taking those guys out.
I haven't thought that far ahead. You know, actually, this idea was kind of pushed, not pushed, but I was kind of encouraged and kind of nudged that way by
Right.
Rick. You know, because he runs the MMA program at Weapons at Hand, and you know, he got it all. I mean, he still hardly trains it, but right now that dude's still a motherfucker. Like I said, that dude is a bad dude, man, and just him giving his knowledge to me and the rest of the fight team, you know, seeing the way that he coaches, the way that he lives, he's truly is about that life, not just in
Right.
the gym, but you know, outside of life with his family and the way that he conducts himself. It's definitely, I'm learning a lot when it comes to him, and you know, as well as Coach Rudy, the way he's been running weapons for since Stacy handed it down to him. So you know, I'm learning constantly. As far as being a gym owner, I'm not too sure. I don't know if I have the brains for that. You know, Coach Rudy, smart ones. You know, I'm just kind of the dude that just kind of does what they tell me to do. But as far as running the gym one day, you know, I haven't thought that far yet because right now I'm still only thinking about my mission, and that's to get into the UFC and to
No,
be
for
able to
sure.
serve my family.
No, definitely, man. Now let me ask you because you're still out there hunting, man. What are your hunting spots out there? Can you tell us, or are they secret, bro?
Oh no, I mean, we like me, Patrick, all of our Abraham, all of my buddies, we all hunt. So everybody has their own little piece of property. Like mine's in Orange, on the outskirts of Orange Grove. I have 16
Nice.
acres down to me by my grandfather, and you know, we here there, you know, and then with Patrick and my buddy Abraham, they have and my buddy Marcus, they have property and Benavides, so we go there, and then we have a place in Kingsville that we go to. We're hunting all, and then we have another buddy named Israel that his place is in San Diego, I believe.
Man, okay. So you guys just alternate, like, hey, let's go over here now,
Yeah, like and then
and what?
right now hogs are really bad, so you know I'm just itching to get back out there, you know, put an arrow or something in one of those dudes.
No, and I was gonna ask you, man, what's your hunt of choice? I mean, what do you prefer to hunt?
Man, to be honest, man, if it's moving and it's breathing, man, I want to kill it. But I guess hunt of choice would probably be right now. My heart's set on a whitetail buck. Like
Oh, okay.
I love the animal. I love the you know how how smart they are, how skittish they are, everything has to be just right. You know how you know you have to hit that certain spot right behind the shoulder, or how they're so alert, how they're always on.
Yeah.
It makes the hunt like if you like, especially if you're hunting with a bow, any little movement or any noise you make, they pick up on it and they're gone. So everything has to be just
Right.
right. The fact that it's so hard to hunt those animals, I think that's what makes me love it more.
No, and I gotta ask you this because some people might frown upon it and say, "Oh man, why are you killing them if you love them?" But I mean, it's a quantity control, right? I mean, you're out there
Yeah, so
to
that
keep
you know,
overtake.
I get quite a bit of hate mail when it comes to like when I post my videos of me with my hunts or my kills or quartering my animals in my front yard on my tailgate. But if you think about it, like I mean, everybody has their own beliefs, whether they want to, you know, eat meat or just, you know, eat, you know, grass or be a vegan. So with that
Right.
being, like, if nobody were to hunt deer, deer eat grass. They're gonna
Yeah.
eat grass. They're gonna, you know, they're not gonna be able to be under control. They're gonna just, you know, they're just gonna add up. So if you're not
Oh
controlling
yeah.
that, then how are you? Then you know, there's not gonna be no grass, no wheat, whatever the case may be. There's not gonna be nothing left. There's just gonna be nothing but just bare, just fields.
No,
And,
definitely, man. Because I mean, go ahead.
and like even at that, you know, hunting season is for bow. It's from I think it's October to January, the second week of January. It's
Right.
not a big time or a big span that you know you're gonna kill a bunch of animals. And then even at that, we have tags. You only
Right.
get tags that you can, you know, I think it's like 5 total deer. I think you can get 2 bucks and then 3 doe or something like that. And
Oh
then you
yeah.
5. It's not like we're like, like hog hunting where you can kill as many as you want. But hogs
Right.
that they're an invasive species and they're not able to be here. And they're worse than anything. So if those are left unchecked, all the farmers and the ranchers, they
Yeah.
have too. So why is it like people say, oh, if you love them, you shouldn't kill them? No, that's true, but I'm not killing them. I'm harvesting them.
Right.
I have a lot of respect and love for the animals that I take. I take a lot of pride in it. I'm not bragging because I'm not the best shot, but thank God I haven't had an animal or a kill where I had to shoot more than one time. You
Right.
know, but I'm sorry, I'm lying. It happened on a ram hunt. It was already getting toward dark, and I missed the shot. I hit him in the stomach, but then I made the kill when I was with my buddy Patrick. But thank God I haven't had to shoot an animal more than once. And
Right.
I'm always practicing with my bow almost every day, sending 1 or 2 arrows because I take a lot of pride in giving these animals a humane death. So I respect these animals a lot. So it's not like these animals are suffering. If you see some of these animals, like for example, my buddy Patrick killed a 10-pointer this last season. It was literally starving because one of his damaged by it had gotten in a fight with another buck
Oh
because it had
man.
holes in its leg. So it was literally limping and starving itself. And
Right.
my buddy Pat shot it, and he saw how they had puncture wounds in its leg from a fight with another. So if you think about it, hunters, we give them a humane death because when they get older, they're not able to compete.
Yeah.
They're slowly and they wither away.
No,
But
that's
I
true, man.
take a lot of pride in my hunting and my ability to put the bullet or arrow right where I want it to give that animal a humane death. So I love these animals a lot. I respect them a lot.
No, for sure. And I was gonna say earlier too, because I'm in San Antonio, and even here, like going to Hollywood Park or going to certain parts of the city. I mean, we get deer. If they overpopulate, and even the people that live there are like, man. I mean, they're eating their vegetables, they're eating their plants, and so they got to control them. And that's where what you were talking about, being able to control the population, right? I mean, they get older, they do get slower, man. So I mean, they're out there starving. I see him. It's sad. It's like a lot of them get lost in the highway or something happens. So yeah, I mean, rather than having them go out there and wither away, like you said, I mean, it's a humane way to go ahead and let them rest, basically, bro.
And then also that's a fact that's not brought up. A lot of people are injured and killed when it comes to deers running across the road and people running and smashing into them with their cars. A lot of people die because of deer going across, roads or whatever the case may be and crashing into their car. So
Yeah.
that other fact that's not brought up enough when it comes to population control.
No, that's true. I was a mailman. I brought up Hollywood Park because I used to deliver mail out there, man. And my mail truck got hit twice, bro, because they don't know where they're going. They're shooting through, and it's like the fact that they got up and kept going. I was like, damn, hard hit, bro. But yeah, I mean, for being on the highway, of course, if something like that happens, people freak out and lose control, and something else more horrible can happen. So for sure, man. Now let me ask you, brother. Last time I talked to you about you hunting, man, I have brought up the fact to maybe bring up your own jerky, bro. Is
Yeah.
that in the man? Are you thinking about doing that?
Yeah. I actually have a name. I actually have a name for it. Also, my buddy, soon and gonna be partner, also came up with the name. El Vaquero's Jerky.
There you go, man. There you go.
Yeah.
No, you see, and I brought it up, and it makes sense. I mean, you're out there enjoying it and doing what you got to do on your end, with these animals, man. And of course, I mean, rather than have the meat go to waste, package it and distribute it, man.
Yeah, I'm real. I love to cook. Especially what I hunt and harvest. So and I love to give to people also.
Yeah.
So I'm like interested. Like man, do they like that combination or, I just enjoy giving what I harvest to my friends and my family. So being able to come up with my own brand of jerky with my brother Abraham and be able to say like hey like we started this together and people that really enjoy it and it's come kind of like I wouldn't say a calling card but kind of like, oh man, Pete has his own jerky now, or Abe has he's in partners with his buddy Pete and they have pretty good jerky. that'd be pretty neat to have. You know, I'm not a I've never been one of those guys that thinks like, man, I can have the world. I'm a real small-minded individual. Not small-minded, but there's a lot of things that I have right now that I thought I wouldn't have.
Right.
And you know, I have friends and family that push me to kind of, you know, want to be better and think bigger. It's a big blessing to me. So, you know, this beef jerky for sure. That never even crossed my mind. And my buddy Abe just brought it up to me one day. He's like, hey, you should start your own jerky, dude.
Oh man, I mean, it makes sense, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I said, I mean, I grew up here in San Antonio, man. My growing up, my pops, my older brothers, they would all go hunt and bring back beef jerky. I was a baby at the time. I was the little one, so they never took me, man. I mean, I was always running around scaring the deer, so they were like, man, stay home, you know. But I used to be able to enjoy it, man. I mean, this was old school. My dad used to hang it up, you know, get the strings. You know, we walk by the kitchen every day and just pick at it, man. But good stuff, bro. So definitely.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, bro, as far as this fight, I mean, everything's on check. I mean, as far as your weight, your training, so you're ready to go, right?
Oh yeah, like I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym year round. You know, after my fight with Fury, I fought Sunday. I was right back in the gym Monday.
Yeah.
And with boxing, I think I fought Friday or Saturday, and I was back in the gym Monday. Like this is all I enjoy doing. And now that I'm enough to be a full-time fighter, all the hours I put in from the 9 to 5, they just transfer to my training. So I'm always training year round, and my weight's always on. Sometimes it's a little heavier than I'd like it, but when it comes down to it, you know, I signed the contract. I'm gonna make weight. It's always that's the only thing we need to do as fighters: make weight. That's it, one thing. And
Yeah.
you know, then that's something that uh, I I'd like to be a little bit more efficient at. But when it comes down to it, I'm as of late, I'm always showing up and I'm always ready. I'm maybe like 10 pounds away.
No, definitely, man. And let me ask you, bro, when it comes to for your fight day, I mean, do you guys get a walkout song for your boxing also? Did you get
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
And what was the song for it for this last one?
I came out. I think it's called Pepe's.
Oh, okay, okay. And what
Yeah,
about the next, bro? What are you
I
coming out to?
I like that song, man. My buddy Pat, I had actually played. I actually was wanting to come out to that song from Desperado,
Yeah.
and my buddy Pat was like, "Hey, I think you'll like this song better. I already changed it for you." I was like, "Okay," and I never. And when I walked out there, I was like, "Yeah, man, I like it." I heard Aljamain came out to it when he fought Peter Yan.
Oh, okay, yeah, bro. Damn.
Yeah, so my buddy Pat is actually the one that said, "Hey, you'll like the song a lot. Trust me. It has your vibes written all over it." And sure enough, when I was to the ring, I was like, "Oh hell yeah, I'm pumped, I'm ready to go."
Nice, man. Well, of course, man, I'm going to look forward to your next fight. I'm going to look it up after this and see if it's going to be streamed so I can share it, man. But I wish you the best of luck, bro. I mean, of course, this is going to be your second professional boxing bout. And anybody you want to thank before you wrap this up, bro?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my coach Patrick Ivada, my coach Rudy, Leo, Roger, Mike, my buddy Eric allowed me to use his gym. My family, mom, dad, Sarah, all the people that are there for me, supporting me through the day in, day out. Like everybody sees being a fighter is like glamorous when it's not. The people that are there supporting you, helping you through most of the bad days, I think are the ones that are like aren't given enough support or given enough recognition. And
Right.
I just want to thank, my sponsors, Lily, Cervantes Electric, there's all the people that are there supporting me. I mean, it's a lot of people to name, and obviously we forget when it comes to these interviews. But I haven't forgot anybody that is there for me or that is supporting me. Like especially my coaches on the front line: Patrick, Rudy, Leo, Jaime, Roger, Michael, Eric, like Lewis, my new boxing coach. Like everybody, I'm gonna do my best to give credit where credit is due, and they deserve it all. I don't deserve any of the credit. And first and foremost, God.
Of course, bro. Of course, definitely, man. Well, bro, I thank you for jumping on this. Looking forward to your next professional boxing bout, man, and see what the future holds, man. Of course, for Fury FC, you're gonna come back, and you at least tell us if you're gonna be on the main event, bro, for Fury.
I don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll be up there. I'll be because like we haven't got a lineup yet,
Right.
but
Right.
I am fighting very soon. So
No,
yeah, that contract signed, it'll be out there, but I'll be fighting very soon.
Oh man, well, I mean, I'm looking forward to that as well, man. Of course, I'll keep everybody posted, brother. Thank you once again for doing this with me. I want to thank you. Everybody else, don't hang up yet, bro. Everybody else, of course, this is Spida, the Fight Card Podcast. Stay tuned, subscribe, and follow up.